What is going on, dudes and dudettes? If you're out there, my name is Wally, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a story today. It's a little bit different of a video, I guess, a little bit different of a commentary, a little bit more personal. I'm going to try to keep it from being too melodramatic and more entertaining, and have you guys hopefully learn something from this experience and at the same time learn a little bit more about me. So, I just want to let everyone know that private servers are out for Battlefield, which is great and kind of, I would say, impressive at the same time. It's going to be very, very full of pressure on me and the people I work with for the next, I would say, few months or so, just to make sure we get everything figured out and have our events run smoothly and stuff like that. But it is a great thing for a lot of the teams out there that have been waiting to play competitively. Now you can finally do it. Before you could sort of do it and not to its full ability, but now you have the opportunity and I guess the tools at your disposal to get that done, which is great. It means that I get the ability, if you guys want me to, of course, to shoutcast more games, which I love doing. And I also get the opportunity to be a little bit more in part of with the teams that want to see certain types of tournaments, whether they be 5v5, 10v10, 15v15, and up, that kind of stuff. So that's great. Great news. But instead of giving you like my opinion about, what were they thinking and having this go on forever and not giving us any information on when they were going to come out and stuff like that, I am going to tell you a little bit of a story about myself and I guess the personal change that I have gone through in the past, I want to say 6 months. So I'm going to start a little bit back in time. I'm currently 23. I'm going to go about 4 years into the past. When I was 19, I was enrolled in a UC college, UC Merced. Now, the UC system in California it's like a private school system, and there's a lot of smaller UCs, and then there's the well-known UCs like UCLA and Berkeley and stuff like that. I was going to a smaller UC in hopes of getting into a bigger UC because the transfer system there is incredibly easy if you're already in the UC program. So that was the goal, right? The goal was to go to a UC program and then boom, get out after a year or 2 years, whatever, and transfer to a nicer UC closer to home, maybe Santa Barbara, something like that, and enjoy myself and get a good degree at a, quote unquote, well-known kind of university. But when I went there, sadly, I didn't have the maturity and I guess the perspective to realize that I'm not there to party and to have a good time. Really, I'm there to learn and get a good education, and then I can party when I'm done. I didn't learn that, and I didn't learn that until I would say very, very recently. Within the last year and a half, I would say I didn't learn that until very, very recently, and it's unfortunate, but it's a good learning process. But prior to that whole experience, I was a swimmer, and if anyone knows anything about me, if you type my name in Google or whatever, you'll probably find me with some swimming pictures, which is kind of personal, I guess, because my shirt's off and I'm naked and I'm glistening in the sunlight, and I have hair, and there's all sorts of good photos, and then there's of course some more revealing photos that I'm sure people could have a great time fooling around with in terms of Photoshop and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that I had a very promising swim career in front of me. I'm not, without getting into the point of being overbearing and cocky and stuff like that. I was fast enough in California to have a few records when I was younger, 11 and 12. And when I hit 13, 14, I kind of stopped working hard. I kind of lost that drive, lost that ambition, and just went status quo. And it's taken me a very long time. I want to say it's almost been about 10 years, like a decade, to understand that working hard and work ethic mean more than just having the talent and the ability. Because we all have the talent and the ability. Some people have it more than others, but I would say that most people are born gifted with some kind of natural ability, whether it be video gaming, speaking, writing, poetry, sports, doing something. You have the natural talent there. And some people have it more than others. Now, I was gifted in the region of being a pretty good athlete, and I just didn't have the drive and the work ethic, so I kind of pissed that away. So when I was going up to college, I got back into swimming, and the only reason I got back into swimming was to just prove people wrong. I didn't take like 6 years off. I took about a year and a half off roughly of intense training and stuff like that. And I did it to just kind of spite people, because a lot of people said there's no way I'd be able to get back into it. I wouldn't have the ability, but I did get back into it, and I did qualify for states, which is like one of the larger events for California, and it's pretty nice to qualify for. I didn't end up going, but I did qualify for it. Which is then right there, and then after that I was done. I quit because I said, I proved everyone wrong. A lot of people said there was like, oh, no way, he's no way he can get back into it after taking a year hiatus and not training and stuff like that. But I did it to spite people. And the thing now is that when I left college, and I've been on and off with community college now for the past like 2-3 years. When I came home, I lost pretty much all that drive, all that, I guess, progress in the sense of getting back into the mindset of being like, if I work hard enough, I can get stuff done and I can see actual progress. I kind of lost that, you know what I mean? I came home and I got into this status quo again of just going to community college and, just kind of going through the motions and seeing kids all sorts of younger than me, which is pretty, I'm not going to lie, very unsettling. It's very, very unsettling being older than people and seeing them in the same situation as you. Because when you get older, like I'm 23, I still feel like I'm 18, but I know I'm not anymore. I'm not 18 anymore. I still feel like I am, and sometimes I still act like I am, but I'm getting up there in age. I'm going to be 30 in 7 years, and that's not like a long time, but it's not a short amount of time either. It's like right in that mid-range. And I want to be able to look back on my 20s and be like, okay, what did I do? What did I do? Did I have a lasting impact in whatever I worked in? So when I went to London for video gaming, pushing forward a few years here, recently, back last year, roughly 6 months ago, a lot of doors opened for me. And I'm not going to lie and say that I didn't realize it at the time. I honestly did not realize it at the time, the amount of doors that had opened at that point. I did not go there to build contacts. I did not go there to spread my name. I did not go there for any reason. The only reason I really went there was because I was asked to go. And I wasn't going to turn down an opportunity to take a vacation, really, to go play video games. I mean, it was all paid for. Everything was provided for me and that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to no one in their right mind would turn that down and be like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to, take your money and play video games for you on the new console and no one had the opportunity to play. And at the time, I guess the only name I was trying to forward really was the team I was playing for, was the Iconic name. And I was there with Chris Payne, and we had a great time. The event was great. We met great people. We met, Cheney, we met Hulk, met Daskro, met Tim, met a bunch of YouTubers that I've never even heard of before, and met a bunch of European guys. And I say the probably the best takeaway from the event was meeting some of the competitive French players that I have played against, and Payne and Cheney and Hulk had all played against. And it's good to put the face to the the voice that you may have talked to a few times, or the player that you played against, and it kind of brings it into perspective. That was probably the greatest takeaway, was that they're the Frenchies over there, they're actual people, and they're cool people too. I can't argue. They're some of the coolest people I've ever met and ever talked to. I couldn't really understand too much of what they were saying because they were speaking like broken English, but I don't understand any French, so you got to give them credit there. But they're some nice people. But like I said, I didn't understand the severity of the situation that I was in until I got contacted by Level and saying, hey, we want you to put together this 32 thing. Would you guys be interested in doing it? I said, yeah, sure. I know the Xbox guys would be interested in doing it. And this was back 5 months ago, roughly. And the process in that 5 months has changed so rapidly that it's both humbling and at the same time very, very scary. I've seen two things change from it. I've seen my personality change incredibly in terms of revitalizing my ambition. I've done a lot of things that I'm not particularly proud of, and that's everybody. And I would say that getting out of the mold of coming home from college and getting stuck in drinking and doing drugs and stupid shit like that is really liberating. It is really liberating. I'm not saying that smoking weed and doing shrooms and whippets and the occasional line aren't bad things. They're fun. Trust me, they're fun, but they all have their time and place. Drinking socially and stuff like that, even just drinking and having a good time playing video games, I'm not against that at all. But I will say that it is incredibly liberating to not be in that scenario anymore, in that situation where I feel like I'm forced to partake in actions like that just to get along with the social group that I was in. And that's what college was for me. It was really like, the group of friends that I was hanging out with was like, party all the damn time. And it was exhausting. It was incredibly exhausting. And I am, without a doubt, I'm a changed person from it. I don't speak the same way. I don't have the same kind of mental stability for sure. I don't structure my wording the same way. I'm not as high key as I used to be. I'm much more low key than I am now. And a lot of things have changed for sure. Some for the better, some for the worst. But it's a good feeling to get your ambition back like that. That is like the best feeling, because I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly what I do. I want to shoutcast in scrims more so than anything. I love putting up YouTube videos, but the only reason I put up YouTube videos, honestly, is just to keep the channel there, because I love this channel and I love having the ability to kind of do these commentaries, just talk about whatever is on my chest and tell you guys. And if you guys care, and you want to talk to me about it, great. If you don't care, you can basically say in the comments you're a whatever and go on your way. That's fine, but it's nice. It's a nice little, hobby. It's a good release of information that it's public knowledge, but you guys really don't know me, so it's not that big of a deal if you know my story. And it like, you know what I mean? It's not like crazy to talk about this kind of stuff. I think it's nice. It's relaxing. Like right now, I actually feel pretty chill talking about this. I don't know if you guys are like catching up the wind in the background, but it is chill. It's a good feeling. But getting your ambition back after like not having it for so long, it's like, I don't know, you feel like you're a new person, I would say. I feel like I'm not the same person I was 5 months ago. 5 months ago, I was just a player at the London event that was awkward and kind of standoffish, didn't really talk that much, just listen to music and, played video games pretty well in a giant pub match. Like, congratulations, hats off. You played good in a pub match against a bunch of PC players. Like, that's like, you're basically like, anyone who was there that had experience on the console was playing in a match that they should have done well in. And I think a lot of the people that had experience with controllers did well. And that's not a slight on anyone from the PC. It's just being realistic. Like if it was a PC event and I was invited to go to a PC event, and me being a console player my entire life, I would get crushed. Like, I'd probably maybe manage one kill, if that, and it'd be like a spontaneous kill with a grenade across the map or a rocket or something silly. So I totally get that. Like, I'm not trying to say that I did better than anyone else or that the PC guys there sucked, because there's some great guys there and they had a great time and good players. But I'm saying that the London event, without being too melodramatic and anything like that, probably could have been one of the best things to have happened to me. I want to say in a long time, and I really didn't realize it, and it's taken me a long time to realize it. But like every day I sit down and do work, and it's not like, I don't get paid for it. It's volunteer work, and I don't expect to get paid for it. I don't expect praise. I don't even look forward to that. The one thing I look forward to is seeing teams enjoy themselves playing in an atmosphere that they're familiar with and comfortable with, which is Battlefield. Like putting on the Battlefield 5v5 defuse event when no one said it was possible. Like, there's no way you can put on a tournament. You're crazy, bro. Like, I remember that. I remember the messages we got from people being like, you guys are out of your mind. There's no way you can do this. And we're just like, yeah, you totally can. Teams are screaming right now. Like, why can't we put on a tournament for it? It'll be a little bit more work, sure, but like, why can we not do it? Because we don't want to, or because people say we can't. Like, that's stupid. It's like, get that cynicism out of here. We're just gonna do it and have a good time, and that's exactly what we did. Now we get this opportunity that private servers just come out of nowhere, like an ambush attack from EA and DICE. Like, we're not gonna tell anybody about this. We're gonna keep with this soon rhetoric, and even the people that we talked to that are close to EA and DICE didn't give us any information. They kept telling us, they kept pulling along with this, soon thing, even to the people that we talked to that are relatively close with EA and DICE that, talk to the community managers and the developers pretty much every day. They were like, oh, we don't have any information to give you. And we're like, what? Like, you don't have any information to give us? And then boom, private servers. So, I mean, like I said, I don't want to get into that one, but I think it's a great thing. I think that, it is going to be a lot of fun to be putting on events, helping the community expand itself, and essentially right now, to be more realistic, bring it back and revitalize it, because a lot of damage has been done. So that's on the plate right now. Really is to get through this month, participate in as many scrims, shoutcasting as possible, as much as I can do, and get teams playing and having a good time, and hopefully getting you guys to participate in the upcoming 1K event. And then if you guys have learned anything from this, it's that don't let little things and silly decisions kind of like get you in a bind or stop you from doing something. Don't be like me and take 5 years to figure out that having ambition, like, it's always there. It's always in you. You don't just like, you don't get it from someone else, or you don't grasp it, or it doesn't just come slowly. It's there in you. It's there right now. Without a doubt, all you got to do is just turn the switch on, and boom, you're going to get everything you want to get done. And there's so many things that I want to get done, and I work with a great team that sees it through. And it's an incredibly humbling experience, but at the same time, it is, like, without a doubt, the most liberating experience right now to just, what we're doing, isn't like for the history bucks, don't get me wrong, but I want to get there to the point where they maybe write a footnote in history being like, well, in, 2014, a group of guys from Level, put on a tournament, and it was a great success, and esports fundamentally changed forever, something like that. If there ever is a esports history book, that would be cool. That would be cool. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal, essentially, is to get remembered in history as guys who put on good events. That's, I think, what we're going for. But that will do it for me. I kind of just went off on there, so I don't know what footage is going to be attached to this. It might be just ESO footage. So if you're not into ESO footage, whatever. Just the commentary, I think, is the commentary. But if it's Battlefield footage, hell yeah. If it's not Battlefield footage, I apologize. There will be more Battlefield footage, especially now private server's out. I'm going to be... Every single scrim that I shoutcast on my Twitch channel will be uploaded to this YouTube. So if you guys miss it or you want to catch it, I'll put them all up there, and I'll keep them all under 2 hours. I'm not going to split them up and do that cash grab BS that a lot of people do, where they split up their videos. I don't care. You guys can watch the whole video, watch like 5 minutes of it, whatever you guys want to do. I'm not going to split them up. I'm going to put them all up there in their glory. Hopefully they don't last longer than 2 hours, because there's actually like a 2 hour limit to what you can put up. But yeah, enjoy them. If you guys have comments, questions, or concerns, I'm always available. I'll respond to comments, whatever. Just hit me up anytime. And that will do it for me. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I hope to hear from you guys all soon. That's it. Peace.